Hey everyone, Christina Del Rey here with your yearly forecast for the year 2021. As always, thank you for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share, please. Enjoy. Hello Virgo, welcome to your yearly 2021 forecast. Okay, so we start the year off with Mars jumps into Taurus on January 7th, and Mars has been in a part of the sky for you that has had to do with joint funds. It has to do with joint monies, and it's been there for a while, like an extra long while. And this was like, this could be deep intimacy too, secrets revealed. This area of the chart also has to do with like psychic abilities as well. So if you've had Mars here for an extra long time, kind of lighten up this house for a while. So now it's moving into the 9th house. So whatever lessons that you learn, you're going to apply them to your 9th house, which has to do with philosophy, religion. It also has to do with legal matters, and it also has to do with higher education as well. So, maybe you are thinking of studying something new. Maybe you're going to, use some kind of money or scholarship that you got to start, studying something new. Or, you're going to, or maybe you're going to start some kind of legal matter. Maybe you're going to, maybe you're just going to start like a whole new belief system here. This could even be that, right? Uranus has been here for a while, kind of shaking things up a bit. Your place in the world maybe is changing. Maybe you're getting a better grasp of your place in the world. But it's almost like you have a new truth about you. And I think about this in terms of like a philosophy, like how you see the world. And you're going to be different now since you learned those lessons back in 2020. Okay, so yeah, it's almost like there's like a foundational change in your belief system, if that makes sense. Uranus has been here for a while, but Saturn just entered into your 6th house. So when this happens, you're working extra hard. And I know that as a Virgo, you work extra hard anyway. But there's some kind of blessing here that is brought to this area because Jupiter is there as well. So there's some kind of opportunity there. However, February 17th, June 14th, and December 24th, Saturn in your work area is going to square off with your 9th house, which is, higher education, philosophies. So it's almost like you have to be a grown-up at work. You have to be responsible at work. Wherever Saturn is, it's asking us to, to man up, to adult, right? And that's in your work and health area. And then Uranus is saying, I really want to be free. So there's some kind of conflict here. So you're either rethinking, you're either like restructuring your health habits on a day-to-day basis, with new philosophy, or you are not happy with your work, so you are working to change that and have more freedom in that work. So something here, and then like I said, this also could be, maybe you are initiating some kind of legal action of some kind. But there's some kind of conflict here that, that you will see on those dates. I want to talk about Mercury, your ruler, retrograding in air signs. So even though you're an earth sign, you still connect with Mercury. That is your ruler, and you just connect with it in a different way. So you're going to be, having, quick information coming to you during these Mercury retrogrades. You'll have downloads coming to you. And this is going to happen in an area of the chart for you, January 30th to February 20th. It'll be in Aquarius, so it's going to be in that 6th house of work. So you're going to be rethinking your, either your health routines or your work routines, but you're rethinking it. You're trying to think of ways that you can be, more, use technology, ways that you can network a little bit more? How can you bring discipline to this area of either health or work? And you might have to be very regimented in this area. And then May 29th to June 22nd, Gemini, Mercury will retrograde in Gemini. And for you, this is a part of the chart that has to do with your career and your work. So there's a lot going on here with career and work. So you might be working towards something that is going to make you more money at some point. We have September 26th to October 18th, and Mercury is going to retrograde in the sign of Libra, and Libra for you has to do with making money. So where is it that you can use your mind and your intellect in your daily work, in your career, so that you can make more money, have more resources, feel healthier? How is this all going to play together for you in the year 2021? It's in Aquarius, same place that Saturn is in, for most of the year. So, Jupiter in your 6th house is nice. But like I said, because Saturn's there, it's like you have to work really hard. But there is an opportunity there for you. But just for a little while, Jupiter is going to move out and go into Pisces. And this is where it gets a little bit exciting because Jupiter is blessings and it goes into your relationship zone. And it's going to be in Pisces. So this could bring you some healing in relationships. This could bring somebody to your life if you're single. This could bring all kinds of relationship opportunities, both business and personal. So Pisces is also like forgiveness, healing. All of these things could kind of come within like you, in a relationship for you, which is very exciting. But we're only going to get a taste of this. And this is actually, this is only happening from May 13th to July 28th. And then December 29th, it's going to go back into Pisces. So for 2022, there might be a relationship that brings you blessings coming to you. And that is very exciting. So, you're just kind of doing the prep work for that right now. But nonetheless, once you do the work in the 6th house and, Jupiter moves into the 7th, that's when you'll start seeing those blessings for next year. Okay, so let's talk eclipses. So what is an eclipse? Well, an eclipse is like a reset. It's a shakeup. It's a point of crisis or culmination. It's to push us out of our comfort zone, right? Because we're humans and we like the status quo. We don't like to be pushed out of our comfort zone. So eclipses force us either by some kind of crisis or a culmination of some kind. So for you, the axis of eclipses, where the main action is going to be this year, has to do with your work and your home. So the first eclipse, lunar eclipse, which is, either a crisis or a culmination, is going to be in your 4th house of home. So something here is, culminating, ending. Maybe this is, real estate involved. Maybe this has to do with family. Something here is wrapping up so that a new beginning can come in. June 10th, the solar eclipse is in your work area. So you're starting something new in the work area. Don't forget, this is like the area that Mercury is retrograding as well. So there's a lot of thought of what to redo in this area. So you are redoing something and starting something new there. And then November 19th is a lunar eclipse. This is the one-off eclipse we have this year from the air signs, and it's in Taurus. And Taurus for you is in that house of philosophy and education, that we talked about in legal action as well. So there's an ending here, something that empowers you that's happening in this area. And, it will probably bring you blessings and be very empowering for you. December 4th is a solar eclipse in Sagittarius. So for you, this is going to be in the 4th house. So you are beginning anew as far as a home goes, or, you know, within your home, there's something new. Or maybe this is real estate, or maybe this has to do with a home business that you're starting. There's something here about career and the home that is changing this year, Virgo. So you have to pay close attention, and you're reviewing all these things about your work and about, you know, your values, and you know, you want to make sure that you are taking into consideration, how can this make me more money in the future? And then at the end of the year, we have Venus retrograding into in Capricorn. So for you, this is the romantic area of the sky. So this doesn't happen until December 19th, 2021, but this is a review of what we want in a relationship, what we value in relationships. This could be with your child too, any children you have, self-esteem issues. You know, you're kind of reviewing all of these things and what you want in relationships, and, you know, in your values too. So because this is happening at the end of the year, and then, you know, you'll also have Jupiter going into your relationship zone. This is like relationship stuff going on, but not really until the end of the year, Virgo. So get that work, get that health regimen going, get that, you know, the work stuff straightened out so that you can prepare yourself for that, you know, new home situation and a new relationship in 2022. Have a great year, Virgo. Hello, Leo. Welcome to your forecast for the year of 2021. So we have, right at the start of the year, Mars goes into Taurus. So that is January 7th. And Mars has been in a part of the sky for us that has had to do with religion, philosophy, legal matters, and higher education. So we have been dealing with a lot of stuff in that area, but it is now moving out, and it is moving into our career area. And this can be great because this can light a fire under us for our career. This can help us to put action into our reputation, into our job, into something that we love, that we will be able to sustain for a long time. So that, I think, is going to be a blessing. So Mars and Uranus meet up on the 20th, and that tends to be a volatile energy. So you might just want to take a little break that day or the day before that. You know, it can be a fireworks kind of day. So just know that that's there. You know, Mars is truth, and I think that we have discovered a new truth about our philosophies. Whatever you have been dealing with, I think that there's, you know, maybe you have learned a new way to advocate for yourself. Maybe you've learned a new philosophy, or you're applying a new philosophy in your life now, and that is a more authentic truth for you. Okay, so we have had Uranus in the same part of the sky, the 10th house, shaking up our career, reputation, and status. So status can be how we know you in the world. It can be your status as a husband or wife, or a boyfriend or girlfriend, a mom, you know, all these things. And, you know, Uranus has been there shaking up those foundations. Well, Saturn is going to square from the 7th house 3 times this year. So this is the house of relationships. So we have February 17th, we have June 14th, and December 24th. So there is some kind of conflict or motivation to take action here on career and partnerships. Okay, so this could be now Saturn going into our 7th house along with Jupiter means there's some kind of opportunity here for us. Now, whether that be a personal relationship or a romantic relationship, you know, only you're going to know that. But Saturn is saying, you know, you have to you have to be mature in relationships. You have to, or partnerships, you have to adult differently. And, wherever Saturn is in the chart, it's kind of like restriction for a little while anyway, until you do the work, and then the rewards come later. So Saturn is going to square off with Uranus 3 times. And, this is like letting go of the old, coming in with the new. Not super fun stuff, but in the end, it will be worth it. It's Saturn is very much restriction, and Uranus is very much of being free. So if you're feeling restricted in a relationship, this is going to, you may say, though, this isn't working for me anymore, or something like that. Or if you are in a happy relationship, if you are in the right relationship for you, you might just have to learn how to do that relationship differently so that you feel that freedom. Maybe you have to schedule time to be with this person, or do new activities together so that you feel like you have some freedom. But whatever this is for you, it's shaking up these areas. And for many of us too, we're going to have this combination squaring our sun as well. So this is quite a time. So if you are a Leo sun, and your birthday is around the beginning to like the middle of, let me think, probably if it's between the degrees of like 7 and 14 degrees ish. So the first few days of August, maybe like the first 8 days of August, maybe the last 2 in July, this is going to be big for us. And it definitely has to do with the home area as well, adjustments being made as far as relationships, status, the self, how people see you, and the home area. So this is going to be an interesting energy. All right, so, but like I said, there is an opportunity here for us because Saturn and Jupiter did go into that relationship and partnership area. So we just have to, work hard to figure out what that is for us and how we want to approach that. So Mercury is going to retrograde in the air signs for us, which is good news because air feeds fire, right? So it's a lot less emotional than last year when it was in the water signs. So Mercury in the air signs is more quick thinking. It's more about independence. It's more about equality, technology, networking. These are all the things that are highlighted with air energy. So for us, this is going to happen in the area of partnerships. So maybe we are rethinking what we want in a partnership. What our beliefs are, that, what our needs are in a partnership, and how much freedom we want in a partnership as well. May 29th to June 22nd, Mercury is going to go retrograde in Gemini, and this is going to have to do with groups that we belong to. So perhaps we are rethinking groups, or we're thinking about the way that we communicate with society, or maybe with the internet as well. If you are somebody who puts things out on social media, maybe you're rethinking that or redoing that. Or maybe you're redoing your hopes, wishes, and dreams, because that is this area as well. And September 26th to October 18th, Libra. So Libra, Mercury will go retrograde in Libra, and that is an area of the sky that has to do with the internet, siblings, cousins, neighbors, and it also has to do with learning skills. So maybe you are thinking of ways to move skills that you have learned into your hopes, wishes, and dreams, or perhaps thinking about how those can how you can communicate your skills to help out your communication on social media. Or maybe you are thinking about maybe you're connecting with siblings and cousins more during this time. But because it's Libra too, you'll be you're going to be networking. This would be a great time to network, actually. You know, get to know people, see who can help you out. Yeah, this will be a really good time for that. So for most of the year, we have Jupiter in Jupiter in Aquarius, but it's going to move to Pisces for just a little bit to give us a preview of what's coming in 2022. So May 13th to July 28th, we have Jupiter moving into Pisces. So this is going to move into the part of the sky for you that has to do with joint finances or joint monies, deep intimacy, and psychic abilities. So when Jupiter comes here into this house, it brings blessings with it and it makes things bigger. So if maybe this is your partner's money getting bigger and blessings, maybe this is some kind of investment that you have that gets blessings, or maybe these are your psychic abilities that are blessed, but something here expands blessings. So, but you know, also too with this, you don't want to make sure that you don't spend all your money with this. You know, all the money that you've saved, don't go ahead and spend all of it, because Pisces tends to not have boundaries. But also too, this could be very deep forgiveness and healing in the psyche. The 8th house is where we hold our traumas. So, you know, when Jupiter comes here, they bring healing. So hopefully that will be important for some of you. Now I want to talk about the eclipses. So think about what the eclipses said to you this year, because we're kind of continuing that. So what are eclipses? Eclipses are shakeups, resets, points of crisis, or culmination. It pushes us into the future. So we don't like to change, right? We are not fans of change most of the time. Humans don't usually like change. We're kind of conditioned to do the same things over and over again, and we're in a comfort zone and we don't want to lose it. Well, eclipses say, too bad, you have to be pushed into the future. So this year we had some eclipses that really pushed us out of our comfort zone, perhaps points of crisis like never before. So we have more this year. May 26th, we have a lunar eclipse, 5 degrees Sagittarius, that has to do with our romantic relationships, also children as well. So maybe there's a cycle ending for a child here, or some kind of recognition that your child has. Or it's an ending of a relationship, you know, a romantic partnership for you. Or it just could be, you know, something could come to fruition with your relationship as well. You know, wherever there's some kind of ending of a cycle, you could be beginning a new cycle with your romantic partner as well. And it could be, this could be like, you know, some kind of news too. Well, you never know. Some Leos might be getting married too. So this could bring an engagement if you're in that stage. All right. So June 10th, solar eclipse in Gemini. So this has to do with that 11th house again. It has to do with, you know, how you present yourself to the public. It has to do with groups that you are a part of. And it also has to do with your hopes, wishes, and dreams. So you are beginning anew on your hopes, wishes, and dreams. Be joining some new groups too, you know, maybe hanging out with some new kinds of people for your future. And November 19th, we have a lunar eclipse in Taurus. And Taurus is the only one-off eclipse we have this year that has nothing to do with the air signs, but important nonetheless, because it is happening in your career house. So it's a culmination, a wrap up of your reputation, a culmination that happens, and, you know, kind of a wrap up on your status. So there's something here. It's either a culmination or a reset or a shakeup, something that pushes us into the future on November 19th. And then the last eclipse has to do with Sagittarius. It's December 4th. It's a solar eclipse, so starting something new in fire signs, so that's good for us. And it has to do with your house of romance, partnerships. So, you're either starting a new partnership or you're starting a new cycle with the partner that you're already with in this area. Or this could be a new cycle for a child of yours as well. But there's a new beginning here somewhere, that is destined to take place here. And lastly, we end the year with Venus in Capricorn going retrograde. So this doesn't happen until December 19th, all the way almost to next year. But this happens in a part of the chart for us that has to do with our day-to-day health, our day-to-day work environment. And, Venus is relationships, so we have to think about how we relate to our coworkers or people that work for us. But we also have to really think about our values. What are we doing on a day-to-day basis to create our lives? Is that still aligning with our values? Is that still aligning with our health? And if it's not, then we have to change it. Okay, so I do see that as, and maybe even money too, because, maybe how can we integrate more, make more money in our day-to-day work environment as well. Okay, so Leo, it has been an interesting 2020. It'll be an even more interesting 2021, but should be better. And it'll be great. I'll be here all year to talk about it as we go.